And there is also like the fact that you do not do a protest in front of a place of worship. You do not do that. So the fact that they are daring of doing it, stopping people for going to the synagogue and just trying to be in peace, that just show how devil they are.
Yeah, but you know what, Alexa? Shame on you. You got to get your priorities in order. I mean, the Toronto police, they all got together recently. Oh, not to condemn the hate in our streets, but rather, yeah, you guessed it, raise the pride flag. Oh, I'm sorry, the pride progress flag. It keeps evolving. Yeah, there you go. You got the triangle. You got the little purple flurple. I think that's for intersex, whatever that means.
Two
By
spirits.
the way, I want to talk about that so-called pride progress flag. There's Chief Myron Demke, by the way, saying all the right things. Worst police chief in Toronto's history. And given that Bill Blair was a chief once upon a time, that's saying something. But, you know, I'm very curious. You see the stripes that are black and brown, and that is supposedly to include brown people and black people. Oh, goodness gracious. Sergeant Rob Chevalier is there. I know this guy. He calls his niece a nibbling because he's unsure if his niece is male or female. I swear to God, I'm not making it. A nibbling sounds like a brand of licorice. But the point I'm getting at, Alexa, is I thought that flag was all about sexual orientation and gender identification. What does race have to do with it? And why are they obsessed about two groups on the racial spectrum, brown people and black people? Can you make sense of this?
No, I don't. And by the way, at the beginning of all this, it was just LGB and it was nothing else. And now we are just putting like a melting pot of everything in one flag. So at the end of the day, it's just because they want to get more and more and more people, like more and more inclusive, for having more and more people to stand up for them. Because at the end of the day, would you do that? Because LGB was actually for sexual preference and everything went well. I grew up in those community and everything was going well and everybody like was able to live a normal life with everybody and I didn't see that much hate when I was young. And now we are seeing that more and more people are intolerant, reticent, and there is more and more backlash. And instead of reflecting on why are we seeing this, instead of like questioning maybe what are you doing right now to create this phenomenon, they are not, for them, it's not them the problem, it's the others.
Well, you know, Alexa, my issue is this seeming obsession with this tiny splinter group of society. By that, I mean, Pride used to be Pride Day, June 1st. Then it became Pride Week. Then it was Pride Month. Now we're in Pride season, coincidentally, the summertime, because you know what? When you go naked illegally, not good in January or February, shrinkage and all, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But anyways, the point is, I would like to see this kind of obsession with celebrating a certain community in November, i.e. the veterans and the war dead. We spend, you know, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, we have a celebration, we have a ceremony rather, and we move on. But this, you know, it's almost like a fetish of every day, every week, every month, at least in the summertime, has to do with pride. You know what, Alexa? I'm
sorry. It is fetish. It is fetish. Why? Because they are bringing the puppy play in this. So if it's not fetish at one point, when you get into that flag, the puppy play, why?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if certain cities in Toronto, if you put a vote to people, hey, do you want to make the Canadian flag embrace the pride colors? Have that rainbow Canadian flag all year round? I think it might be 50-50, Alexa. It's gone crazy. And by the way, getting back to two-tier policing and selective law enforcement, I think we have a video from Kareem Assad. She's the lawyer and political satirist. We often bump into her during these demonstrations because, the mainstream media, they'd rather not get their hands dirty with this sort of stuff, and it doesn't fit their narrative. But let's see what Kareem discovered regarding a tug-of-war over an Israeli flag at the corner of Yonge and Dundas. Let's check it out.
That's assault. Don't do that. No, free ball. Guys, come on. Right. I'm trying to defend you. Don't do that to me. Why you hit me? Now listen, guys. Back up. Bro, you know that was going to happen. Where you're causing a disturbance with this type of behavior, and I was trying to protect you. You hit me with your stick.
Oh, okay, Alexa. According to my scorecard, I see at least 3 crimes there: assault, theft, vandalism. And yet you're telling me there were no police officers at the busiest intersection in Toronto, right in front of the Eaton Centre. Now imagine, because I can tell you this, when you go to these pro-Hamas demonstrations, seeing a Canadian flag on display is like sighting a unicorn. It's Palestinian flags. I tell you, Alexa, if anyone did that to a Palestinian flag, you are in the paddy wagon with handcuffs on. Again, can you explain what the police are thinking, what the agenda is in this despicable two-tier law enforcement?
But first of all, you know that it seems that in Canada, Islam have a really, how I can describe that. They are protected more than every other faith in Canada. But first of all, because they don't want to be labeled as racist, they don't want to be labeled as Islamophobe. And now we are seeing them that we cannot criticize them, we cannot speak against them, we cannot do anything against or criticizing or anything. So right now what we are seeing is like they can attack Christian or Jewish, but in return, nobody can criticize them or point out what they are doing.
And again, I wonder how many of these people at these pro-Hamas rallies are even Canadian citizens. I know last month I did a story of a guy getting sanctuary at a Toronto mosque. He's from Yemen. He's here on refugee status. He was allegedly intercepted at the airport for wanting to go back to Yemen and join a terrorist organization. Alexa, the funny thing is, explain this to me. Connect the dots for me if you can. If you're claiming refugee status, so I'm fleeing Yemen, oh, but you know what? I go back every once in a while for, maybe holidays, maybe a little shopping, maybe a little terrorism. I mean, isn't your case disqualified right there? Because it's supposedly we're harboring this individual because it is threatening to his life to stay in his home country. This is crazy.
Well, first of all, from my personal opinion, if you claim a refugee status because you are being persecuted from home by the government and by the religion or by whatever it is, you should not have the right to return in your country. If you are claiming, if we are welcoming you here, and if we are welcoming you here, you need also to put all the conflicts from overseas or from your country in a small box and you put it away, because we don't want to see all those conflicts in our street.
Well, on the plus side, Alexa, at least the Liberals didn't cut this guy a $10.5 million check for suffering from hurt feelings and insensitive comments.
Hey, what do you think about Alberta independence? What do you think about Alberta trying to get a better deal within Canada? Do you think Alberta should have the right to vote in a referendum to separate, the same way Quebec did? There's a lot of things to talk about. Can Canada be fixed, or has the West tried that, done that, been there, and it's just not working? Well, we're going to talk about all these things in an amazing day-long conference in Red Deer, the heart of Alberta, on Saturday, June 14th. Go to donegettingscrewed.com to get your tickets now. It's going to be a full day. We'll start with a continental breakfast. We'll have panel discussions. We'll have keynote speakers. We'll even have a debate. I think that's going to be the highlight of it. David Legg, former advisor to the Alberta government, is going to make the case for Canada. Keith Wilson, lawyer, freedom activist, he was with the Freedom Convoy. He'll be making the case for independence. We'll have other people in the debates, a media panel, and people of different points of view, including different political parties. There's going to be a bit of a trade show there too. So we'll serve you 2 meals, but more than that, we'll serve you ideas you just can't get anywhere else. But it's coming up quick, and I promise you this event will sell out. There's only room for 1,000 people. And I know that there have been 1,000-person meetings about this subject all over the province. In fact, we had an event in Calgary that sold out in 2 days when we had only 350 seats. So don't be disappointed. Go to donegettingscrewed.com and get your tickets now. I'll be there. Sheila Gunn-Reid will be there. So many interesting people. Our friends in other media companies like Western Standard, Juno News, and Countersignal. It's going to be a great day. That's Saturday, June 14th in Red Deer, Alberta, all day long. Go to donegettingscrewed.com to get your ticket now. Don't wait. I don't want you to be locked out. It's going to be full. See you there. That's donegettingscrewed.com.